That's the group in the game for the Trailblazers.
Well, when you look at the forwards in this league, there are a lot more Grant Hill types out there these days, Parker.
Well, thank you for the nice words, B.A. Of course, I took pride in my overall game. And over the last few decades or so, we've seen a bunch of guys playing the 3, 4, and 5 who can pass, dribble, and shoot. So it's fun to watch the game evolve.
Now here's Sharp. Pass to Henderson. And there's the screen. Fires the 3. Minnesota with a rebound. Reed's got rebound number 10 tonight with that last one. About a minute played here in the second half. Here's the Prodigy. Laid it in with a nice touch off the window. The Prodigy's got 35. Outside Sharp. Grant outside. Over McDaniels. That's good from Grant. On the assist from Sharp. Grant's got 5 points now this quarter.
He's trying to will this team back into it, doing all he can offensively.
Good! Another from 3. Buries his 10th triple of the game.
Unbelievable, B.A. Unbelievable.
Time now to hear from our reporter, Allie LaForce.
The Blazers have a lot to learn. Coach Chauncey Billups said, I owe it to these players to coach them. The only way I know to do that is with honesty. It's always coming from a good place. Once you know that, then you take it with love. I lead with love. I don't lead with fear. Brian?
It's a Hall of Fame mentality, Allie. He's been in their shoes. Now here's Sharp. Give him 8. Grant the pass to Henderson. Up and in on the layup. Henderson's got 17 points.
And what a night for Scoot Henderson. I mean, he's been torching them. Scoot's physical gifts have been too much to handle.
On target from range.
Well, hey, you give him some daylight, he can knock it down.
Blazers trail by 19. Off the outside. It's Sharp on the wing. Henderson finds Sharp. 6 to shoot. Afdia from outside. Edwards pulls it in.
I'll tell you what, they've rebounded the ball tremendously well.
Stan, with the trade of Damian Lillard in 2023, Portland was headed in a new direction.
Yeah, Brian, they really decided to go young. Added a top 3 pick and piling up young talent in the Rose City. And now it's all about development. Those players have got to get better. They've got to get good habits. They've just got to continue to grow. Well, that's a shot you don't mind him taking. Gets a good look and trusts his shot to knock down the 3.
And there's a whistle. He'll head to the line to shoot 2. The 3rd pick in 2023. Henderson anointed as a franchise piece. But he took his lumps in year 1, Stan.
Well, Brian, look, the hardest position to play in the NBA is as a point guard. And so this guy has the athleticism and the skill, but there's so much to learn in terms of decision-making. This guy's going to be a very good player.
Coach, it's such a difficult transition to the NBA. Scoot Henderson joins from the G League Ignite. What do you see in his game?
Well, look, I see a really talented guy who plays the game hard. What you've got to get improvement in is that most people have to improve in shooting and decision-making.
Yeah, a ripped physical guard. Henderson's competitive nature and drive to keep improving is really impressive.
Nice little shot fake there. Got the D out of position. The Prodigy's got 13 points in this quarter. Now here's Henderson, tightly guarded. Again, the miss by the Trailblazers. Here's the Prodigy. And he gets the friendly roll as that one goes. The Prodigy's got 48.
Well, it's easy to see why they continue to call his number. He's delivered, and he's the leading scorer in this game.
Henderson for 3. Portland again missing.
They really have a commanding lead, not just in points, but in rebounds as well.
Here's the prodigy. Hits yet again. Wow.
The assist.
My goodness. 50 for the game.
Just putting on a show. Portland has gone 1 of 4 here in the third from range. The drive by Henderson. Randall pulls down the board. Randall's got 4 rebounds in the game. Pass to the prodigy. Launches a 3. Avdia pulls it in. Avdia's got 5 rebounds tonight. And here's Henderson. Nice assist and nice finish. Solid play all the way around. Henderson's got 22.
Yeah, even though he's 6'2", Henderson is best attacking on the interior.
The prodigy passes to McDaniels. Pass to Edwards. From downtown, and count it. Now 5 for 7.
As the deep shots continue to fall, you can sense the frustration growing among these defenders.
Here's Klingon. Henderson outside. Six on the shot clock. Oh, and Reed with a block.
Well, Reed really gets after it on defense. He's a big man that loves coming up with blocks.
The prodigy can't hit. The Trailblazers have gotten 6 of their first 12 shots to drop in this third. And stolen by Edwards. And here we go, the Timberwolves on the run. And the whistle blows as the basket counts. Chance at a 3-point opportunity here. 1 free throw coming up. And a moment now to quickly take a look at the offense. Setting the floor for the Timberwolves. Joe Ingles is out there with Naz Reid. Then there's Dillingham, and it's the prodigy in at the 1. And so Henderson will bring it up for Portland. Pass to Grant. Henderson with a screen on Clark. And here's Grant from the arc. Knocks down the triple.
Focus, composure. Jeremy Grant isn't one to take reckless shots from three-point range.
The 3 is up. Connects again from distance.
Another 3 for him. I'm not sure I've seen a better 3-point shooting night.
Well, he's just pouring it on, and he's tied for the 5th most triples ever in a single game. Well, Grant, in terms of scheduling, you see any way to eliminate back-to-backs?
You know, I'm not a big fan of eliminating back-to-backs, but to answer your question, BA, you have 2 choices. Either fewer regular season games or extend the season by a few weeks. I don't think either one of those options is in our future.
The first one falls.
You know, depending on where Jeremy Grant's been, he's filled a lot of different roles. He's been asked to be the alpha or the second option or even a role player. But whatever it is, he's always willing to do whatever it takes to help the team.
And so Grant nails them both. Lots of Grants in the NBA over the years. Jeremy Grant acts like a guy who grew up around the league. You can really see it, Coach.
Well, Brian, he really did grow up around the league and really just a high IQ player, great in the locker room, gives you great energy and effort every night.
Now here's Sharp. And out of bounds, Minnesota will have it.
Timberwolves ball.
The Timberwolves shooting around 42% as we continue play in the 4th quarter. Here's the prodigy, defended by Henderson. The prodigy can't hit. Portland has gone 2 of 4 from the perimeter here in the 4th quarter. Pass to Sharp. Jacks up a 3. It's rebounded by Minnesota. Here's Dillingham, defended by Henderson. Here's the prodigy from the high post. Chalk up 2 there. The Prodigy's got 55.
You really have to question the defensive effort on that possession.
Yeah, I got to agree. Their defensive commitment's got to be a lot better.
Now here's Grant. Back to Henderson. Minnesota with a rebound. Reed's got 14 rebounds tonight, going after it. Here's the Prodigy. Portland grabs the miss. Henderson's got 6 rebounds in the game. From down in the low post, it goes. Henderson's got 27.
An athleticism on display there by Henderson. Just an acrobatic move to finish the play.
Timberwolves shooting around 51%. That's a good number. Here's the Prodigy. It's hauled in by Henderson. And it's the Blazers with the ball.
And let's face it, this one was never really in question. They came out with purpose and just overwhelmed the opposition. A great win for the Timberwolves.
And you don't usually see this kind of blowout, but tonight they delivered the punishment.
I mean,
and again for 3.
And of course it falls for him. And that 3 pushing him into the record books.
Well, he is now tied for the most 3s in a game. A night we'll never forget.
Yeah, amazing indeed. 14 triples alongside Captain Klay Thompson, that is.
50 seconds, and again.
And it's 60 points again for him. Can't believe he's done it 3 times.
That's right. And now he's tied for the 3rd most 60-point games in a single campaign.
Lane Henderson wants to throw it down on your head.
On the wing, Ingles. Here's the Prodigy. And another one. That's 62 points. 62.
Amazing. A remarkable performance from him so far.
9 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. And so he draws the foul, headed to the line to shoot a pair.
Yeah, despite I'm vertical, and he plays a lot bigger than his height.
Henderson hits them both. Here's the Prodigy. There's 18 seconds left in the game.
Hey, let's go. Move around.
4 on the clock. Beyond the arc. That shot, no good. So we see the Timberwolves taking the W here. And remember, tonight's win means they're 1-0 in the NBA Cup. A great start to the group stage.
Well, getting that first win under your belt is huge. They still have 3 games left, but they're in a great position going forward.
And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast. Alongside Stan Van Gundy.
That's good work. You earned this, twin. You'll be seeing me again, though.
Come on, bro. I stay ready.
All right, that's a bet.
Appreciate you, bro.
And that's good work. Keep going, twin.
You too. Good luck the rest of the season.
Yes, sir. Yep.
That's what I'm talking about.
Crowd looks hype tonight. Better come with it.
MP, you got that look in your eye tonight.
We can't wait to see you at the next home game, six-man, because the first 15,000 fans through the gates will get their own plays to the Carroll Bobblehead.
And getting mentally prepared to compete. You see the full. Hi, everyone. We're coming. Here we are in November. Let's see how things are shaking out in the West early in the season. You look at the Timberwolves, fourth in the conference, an excellent season so far for them, though they'd like to jump into the top tier, maybe the top three. And, of course, the Portland Trail Blazers, 3.5 down.
Well, right now for the Timberwolves, this hasn't been the breakout season that many were predicting, but they're still very much in the hunt for a high postseason seed, and that will keep them focused here during the season's final stages.
Well, the goal is very defined. They have to have a strong finish to the season and make sure they get home court advantage for at least the first few rounds of the playoffs.
And checking out Minnesota's opening lineup. Edwards on the wing. He's joined by McDaniel. Randall out there with Naz Reid. And it's the prodigy in at the point guard. And for Portland, the guard pair are Henderson and Sharp. Jeremy Grant is out there with Avdia. And it's Clingan in at the 5 down low. Sinks the triple.
Such a confident young man. Scoot just goes for it.
Of surprises.
Yeah, it's fun to see the preseason predictions go up in flames, right? Every year it feels like we have at least one team that overachieves and shocks us all.
Both free throws good from Reed. Portland's gone 1 of 2 from long range in the first quarter. Now here's Henderson. D right on him. Off with the layup. Timberwolves on offense. 4-point game. Pass to the prodigy. Here's the 3. Connects from 3-point range.
When he's hitting that shot, this offense becomes scary, even more difficult to defend.
There's no question. When he is connecting from those kind of spots on the floor, it is just a huge boost for what they can do offensively. The D giving him that shot, and that's probably not a good idea, but I guess they knew what they were doing that time.
First quarter of play with about a minute and a half gone. No good off the front iron. The Minnesota Timberwolves coming to this one after the win against the Portland Trail Blazers.
Remarkable consistency from D. You can't count on that every game, especially on the road.
Yeah, the interesting part was they kept firing away in that game, but the defense didn't make much of an adjustment.
Timberwolves leading by 15. We've got Anthony Simons. Walker out there with Jeremy Grant. Then it's Rob Williams. And it's Kamare in at the 2 guard. They're the group the Portland Trail Blazers will start the second quarter with. Time now to turn to our sideline reporter, David Aldridge. David.
Kevin, thank you very much. Jaden McDaniels has become an X factor for the Wolves. Mike Conley says he know what he does defensively, but the offense that he can bring for us balances our unit. It's much needed. Guys tend not to think of him as an offensive player, but he does have that in his game. Kevin?
But I love the reference to an X factor. He definitely is that. All right, David, thank you. And here are the Trailblazers now after the missed 3 from the prodigy. And it's Simons off the drive.
Turning on the Jets here. Simons sees the gap and starts running fast.
And we're starting the second quarter, about a minute gone. Here's the prodigy. Knocks down the 3 ball. The prodigy's got a couple of 3-pointers in the second for the Timberwolves. Left side, Simons. Rob. Here's DiVincenzo. Nothing on the board. Here's the prodigy. That 3 off the mark. Trailblazers trail by 17. Grant kicks to Simons. From outside the arc. Good, and Grant gets the assist. Simons has got 7 points here in this quarter.
Well, this is one of Simons' strengths. Just an outstanding shooter from behind the arc.
Here's the prodigy. He had a career game last time out. Bucket after bucket. It's good. Second quarter of play with around 2 minutes gone so far. Simons surveying the D. From the arc. Rebounded by the Timberwolves. They traveled to Portland last time they faced the Trailblazers and came away with the win.
Not a close contest either the last time they got together. Everyone in the rotation played solid, and the bench was the difference.
The second unit came in last game and just played lights out basketball. I'm sure they'd like to do that again.
And here is Grant after the three-pointer from the prodigy. Basket counts. That's 12 points for Anthony Simons.
Maybe he's thinking at this point, man, somebody's got to help me. I can't do this all by myself.
Took him no time at all on that one.
3 points.
And that's 17 points for the prodigy.
Having a lot of trouble stopping the three-point shot.
Pass to Williams. Simons with the ball. The prodigy with the rebound.
That's a surprise. I mean, really out of character for him to miss when the defense is not right up on him.
A nice shot by McDaniels.
Defensively, they just look out of sync, not closing out on the threes in time.
Here's Kamare following the three by Minnesota. Pass to Simons. Fires from 18. Again, Simons missing.
I know it's about defending the post and the three-point line these days, but still got to be active in the mid-range area, and the defense gets away with one there.
And here are the Trailblazers now after the missed three from the prodigy. Grant the pass to Simons. It's in and good for his sixth field goal in 10 attempts.
Love the combination of skill and athleticism. Anthony Simons exploding offensively here.
Randall no good. Trailblazers trail by 21. Williams with the ball. Looking at his numbers, he's averaging about 6.5 points a game. And Simons wide open. He'll fire. Here's the prodigy. Drills the three-pointer. The prodigy's got 20.
All these threes they're giving up have really been the driving force on this run.
Portland had, Greg, one of the great guard combinations in Clyde Drexler and Terry Porter.
Man, that was one heck of a backcourt, and they really complemented each other so well. Drexler with his explosive scoring ability, and Porter who could just do a little bit of everything.
He gets it in there.
I love the aggressiveness. He's been on fire the entire first half and continues to strike while the iron's hot.
And the call will go against the prodigy. That's his third foul of the game. A different look now for Portland. Going in, he's checked in for Williams. Avdia comes in for Jabari Walker. And Delano Banton's subbed in for Grant. Here's Banton. We saw him with 10 points last game. Three-pointers, Simons. Portland again missing.
And if they know what's good for them, that's the way they'll defend against him every time he takes the ball in the three-point lane.
And they're getting their points now almost exclusively from the triple. 4 of their last 5 makes are from beyond the arc.
And the Trailblazers with possession here. After the 3 moments ago from the prodigy. Pass to Avdia. Here's Banton. Shot clock at 6. Portland moving the ball around. And the slam dunk by Simons.
Well, you got to find ways to keep feeding Anthony Simons. Right now, this guy is on fire.
Here's the prodigy. From outside, off the mark. For Portland, they've gone 6 of 12 in the second quarter, right at the 50% mark from the field. Pass to Simons. The tray. He watches it go through the hoop for his 8th make. Now 8 for 14.
This is not a player who likes to be trailing in any game. That lights a fire.
Now here's DiVincenzo. Here's the Prodigy. And they wasted no time getting those 3 points back. The Prodigy's got 28 points for the game. Here's Simons. 19 points in the game. Avdia with a screen for Simon. And he can't answer back. The three-pointer offline. Timberwolves shooting extremely well. 62% on the night to this point.
Shot didn't fall, but that play worked well to get a good look at the basket.
Yeah, an efficient offensive possession. They found the look that they wanted, just didn't go in.
Here's Kamare. Scoreless thus far. Again, Simons missing.
Well, that's not a shot he's ever going to pass up, and he shouldn't. Despite the miss, no defender anywhere near him. He's got to shoot that one.
Yeah, and that's back-to-back threes. The D just seems to be slacking off a little bit.
And it's the Trailblazers with the ball after the three-pointer from the Prodigy. Simons kicks to Avdia. Portland no good that time either. Here's the Prodigy, covered by Simons. Connects again from distance. Buries his 10th triple of the game. Looking to end the run. Reed with the rebound. Reed's got rebound number 8 now on the night. Minnesota calls timeout. And some changes here for the Timberwolves. Rudy Gobert comes in for Naz Reid. And Anthony Edwards sub in for McDaniels. Minnesota with the ball. After this one, they're off to Sacramento to take on the Kings. That'll be the last game of their very short 3-game road tour. Here's the Prodigy. Henderson defending. The Prodigy. Rebound by the Trailblazers. Coming off that loss against the Timberwolves.
Well, you never want to...
Oh, man. Scoot Henderson, an elite leaper.
Awesome display of athleticism captured by our AT&T 5G Slam Cam. Gobert the screen. Shoots. And a kind roll that time off the rim as that one falls. That's 36 points for the Prodigy.
Now that's a high percentage look when the D doesn't fight over the screen.
And the coach over there just asking for one simple thing, and that's some effort. Got burned on that one.
And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Anthony Edwards.
Personal foul.
That is his first foul of the game. Minnesota making a switch. Clark's checked in.
Number 22, Jalen Clark.
On defense, Minnesota. Henderson looking it over. For just the 4th time today, it is good. That one makes him 4 for 10.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
And guys, hold on now. I'm getting word we have Shams Charania calling in. Shams, what do you have for us?
Thanks. And guys, the Blazers were ecstatic on draft night when two-time national champion Donovan Clingan fell to them at the number 7 overall pick. The 7'2" giant provides instant rebounding and rim protection. For a team in search of a defensive upgrade, he is a proven quantity. I am curious how Clingan fits to a center rotation that does include DeAndre Ayton.
Something to keep an eye on, no doubt. All right, John, thanks for the update. Now, Sharp, after the missed 3 from the Prodigy, Grant outside. Avdia, a screen on Randall. No good from Grant.
That might not be the shot they want him taking, even with the D backing off.
Pass to the Prodigy. Lets it go with the 3. Good on the triple. The Prodigy's got 42 in the game.
Kind of like playing in the rec league. Little to no defense on that possession, and the easiest three-pointer you can imagine.
Avdia finds Sharp. Grant outside. The 3 drops in the tray. Grant's got 6 points.
Like seeing Grant knocking down threes, especially when it comes in the form of getting revenge.
Here's the Prodigy. Henderson defending. The Prodigy passes to Randall. Lets the three fly. Good. Another from three.
He has been on the money from deep.
Yep, definitely looking to shoot it as much as possible. There's the pick. Sharp against Edwards. There's 49 seconds left here in the second. Just 5 on the clock. The shot by Sharp. Nobody around. And again, it's the Trailblazers from deep.
Well, that last three went in, and Sharp just had to go and get one of his own in response.
Here's the Prodigy. And Clingan pulls it down. The Trailblazers shooting not great, 40% for the game. And the call will go against the Prodigy. That will get it. And so it's the Minnesota Timberwolves. With a 34-point advantage heading into the break, their defense has been active and effective. And don't go away. We'll be right back.
It is a wonderful night for basketball and a wonderful time to get a quick, wonderful rundown of how the wonderful West looks early on in this wonderful season. Is that too many wonderfuls?
No, you're wonderful. Taking a look at Portland, they knew it was going to be a tough year, and I got to say it's been hard to watch them fight, looking through all these challenges. You hope they're learning something out there. Challenging times for the franchise.
And now, how about those first 2 quarters of play? Just a dominating performance for the Minnesota Timberwolves.
We knew they wanted a track meet, and man, they got it. What a pace they've set.
Very hard to beat them at their own game. They wear you out, and we've still got a whole other half to go. And that is it for halftime, folks.
And after a very he's checked in for Dante DiVincenzo. Second half of basketball, just over a minute played so far. Here's the Prodigy. The three-pointer, no good. And Portland has possession. They haven't given up any points here in the second half. And now David Aldridge has an update for us on Naz Reid. David, what's the news?
Thanks, guys. I got a status report from the Timberwolves head athletic trainer. And unfortunately, it sounds pretty serious. But he's already back in the game. Pretty tough guy, Kevin.
All right, David, thanks. Well, guys, certainly not the news his fans were hoping for.
And not at all. I mean, it sounds like he's got a long road ahead of him in terms of his recovery.
Yeah, and this makes it particularly rough for this.
And again for three.
And of course it falls for him. That three pushes him into the history books.
Well, he is now tied for the most threes in a game. This is a night we will never forget.
He passed Curry's high a little earlier, and now he's matched Clay's mark. Didn't think we'd see a show like this coming into tonight, but here we are.
And now around 2 minutes gone by in this half. The Prodigy's shot is good.
Yeah, the D has not been able to keep the ball out of the paint at that end of the floor.
Pass to Clingan. Grant outside. Now Clingan. 6 to shoot. Here's Sharp. And then Sharp with the dunk.
Oh, gritty play by Sharp inside. Defense puts contact on the rookie, and he still gets it to fall.
Here's the Prodigy. What an incredible scoring display he has put on tonight. Here's Reid. And Clingan pulls it down. Clingan's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. Here's Sharp. Off the mark there with the three-point shot.
Well, the D doesn't seem to be too worried about him from three-point range, and he shows us why. Still, I expect him to make one of those.
Henderson outside. Pass to Avdia. No good from outside.
He's not the guy that you want to give a wide open look from three-point range. They're lucky that that one doesn't cost them.
Here's the prodigy. Another bucket. Wow.
And he's up to 52 points.
Yeah, making a GA look all too easy right now. Here's Klingon. Klingon, the screen for Sharp. Trains the three-pointer. Sharp's got 5 points now this quarter.
And not just an athlete. Sharp is very crafty with the ball in his hand.
Good.
So he altered his release, allowing him to get around his defender and then laid it in.
The Trailblazers have gone 3 of 8 so far in the third quarter, looking to lock in that rhythm. Back to Henderson. Floats one up. Rebounded by the Timberwolves. Reeves got rebound number 10 tonight with that last one. To the inside. Here's Randall. Second shot opportunity. Randall's got his third basket of the night.
Yeah, Randall does a good job. His frame alone helps to create some space. Just with a little pivot there, able to find a way to score.
With a short break in the action, gives us a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, we are seeing a new generation taking over the NBA. Commissioner Adam Silver says stars can be created much quicker these days. Sports is a meritocracy and talent gets rewarded. With a social media community in the billions for basketball and a global market for talent, new and different stars end up emerging. Kevin?
Which is always good for the game. Great to see. And David, a great report again from you. Thank you. Greg, you've been a part of some great contending teams over the years, but what's it like being on a team at the bottom of the standings with not a lot of hope for the regular season?
Well, Kevin, no one likes losing, but it can certainly take a toll. But it can also allow you to play more freely when you know you're bad and you're not having to deal with the pressure of expectations.
It's a +5 advantage for them in rebounding after that one.
The prodigy. Rebound by the Trailblazers. Avdia's got his 5th rebound in this one. And here's Sharp. He's got 8. Henderson, no one around him. Reed with the rebound. Reed's got rebound number 11 for him here tonight. The prodigy, no good. And so Grant will bring it up for Portland. Atlanta will be traveling to face them after this game. And that game closes out the 4-game homestand for them. Here's the prodigy, defended by Avdia. The prodigy's shot is good.
And you see the ability to rise and fire from mid-range, even against that length.
I don't think he sees any kind of defense when he's at that range. It doesn't matter who's guarding him.
Klingon, the screen for Avdia. Good, he hits the jump shot.
You can see Avdia puts a lot of focus on that jumper.
Here's the prodigy, Henderson defending. The prodigy, no good. Trailblazers shooting 38% from the field, a pretty weak showing for them. Pass to Avdia. Back to Henderson. Portland moving the ball around. Right side, Edwards. To the paint, here's Randall. Banked in off the glass. Randall's got 6 in the quarter. And what's your take, guys, in the hustle stats for the Timberwolves?
They have been a wrecking ball defensively, coming up with steals, being active with their hands, and just doing a terrific job of disrupting the rhythm.
And I feel like another part of tonight's game has been the hustle points, getting up and down, getting second chances, getting transition opportunities. They've been fantastic in that area.
2 on the clock. It's good from long range. Sharp's got 11 points.
Now, the D has done a very poor job at contesting him from outside, guys. He's tearing into them right now. and they cannot stop him.
The Prodigy passes to Randall. Here's the Prodigy. Portland grabs the miss.